Hey, Stevie GB here. Time for another episode of Start Up Your Stand-Up. Tonight we're going to be talking about something very serious. It's called How to Not Be a Joke Thief. Okay. Now this is a very serious subject and one that plagues us comedians to death. We're always worried about someone stealing our jokes, and we're always worried that we're going to unintentionally steal somebody else's jokes. And you know what? It's going to happen. It's been happening for 1,000 years. It'll happen for 1,000 more. And there's absolutely nothing you could do about it. But here's the thing. Don't go crazy. Don't go trolling the internet every time you come up with an idea and looking for some other comedian that's done it, because you're going to drive yourself crazy. The way I look at it is there are premises that are obvious, okay? Look, I'm in my 50s. You think no other 50-year-old comedian has come up with an idea of peeing all the time? Or Viagra? Of course they have. Of course they have. Yes, premises have been done to death. There's nothing you could do about it. But here's the key. The key is, if you have an identity and a persona that is specifically you, there's nothing wrong with having your take on a specific premise that's been done to death. Okay? Just don't make it obvious. Obviously, you can't write down word for word what you heard another comedian say on stage or on TV and then go up there and deliver it with the same exact cadence and the same words in the exact order. That's stealing. Don't do that. But if you come up with a premise and it's familiar, of course it's going to be familiar. I mean, if you're a fat comic, and what do you think you're going to come up with that every other fat comic hasn't come up with? Nothing. Nothing, okay? If you're a female comic, you're going to talk about the same things that 1,000 other female comics have addressed at some point. Don't worry about it. So what? You know how many times I've been accused of... I've had comics come up to me and say, I do a joke about being married. Okay, so does like 9 million other comedians. But it's not the same joke. It's the same premise. I don't think you could steal a premise. There's only so many premises. Okay? It's got to be obvious. Don't be obvious about it. Now, the other thing you got to avoid, you should avoid what I call hacky jokes. All right? If you're doing a joke about the 4-hour rule of Viagra, getting an erection after 4 hours, come on. That's been done to death. Don't do that. It's hacky. All right? Don't do jokes about your GPS system and going to Walmart and seeing disgusting people. Come on. It's been done. It's been done too much. If you're doing it just to please the crowd, then you're not being creative enough. Be creative. Write something that's specifically tied to your identity with a premise that's been done before. No problem. No problem. As long as it's your twist and your view on it that fits your persona, then I don't think it's stealing. That's my personal opinion. You're always going to have comedians come up to you and say, I did that joke, and you can't do that joke, and I did that joke. Come on. Stop. What are they going to do, meet you in a back alley and beat the crap out of you? And you know what? If you're writing great jokes and someone's watching you and you're stealing your joke and they're doing it on the road, you may never find out. And it's going to happen. And there's nothing you could do about it. I mean, in the old days, like I heard stories like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy stole tons of material and ended up doing it on his TV special. Okay? Robin Williams, reportedly, used to go to open mic nights and steal jokes from open mic comedians. This is what's been happening for years. There's nothing you could do about it to stop it. Just write better, keep writing, keep changing your act, work on your persona, work on your delivery, work on your timing, avoid obvious jokes with obvious punchlines. Avoid premises that have been done and done and done and done and done. And if you're a comedian, after a while, you get to know what they are. All right? That's my advice to you. Don't make yourself nuts, worried about who's stealing your jokes and what jokes you might be stealing because somebody else might have thought about it. Chances are they are stealing your jokes, and very good chance that some other comedian has thought of the same exact premise that you're thinking of. It's just the way it is. All right? That's Stevie GB, my opinion on joke stealing. Thanks. Share, comment, subscribe. Thank you. I love you. Good night. I didn't steal I love you.